radio is locked to Philly's Power 99 FM.
It's Power99.com. This is a brand new show we're calling I Got Next. And right now, the man who is tearing it up in the UK, my main man, Tinie Tempah, is in the building. What's up, fam? You
What's good, my brother? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing really good, you know?
Good.
That's about as English as I can do, homie.
No, that wasn't even English.
I don't know what it was.
Let me hear again.
No, I'm embarrassed, man. It's kind of like I don't really know how to do it. Like, you know, just bloody hell. It's garbage, right? It's absolute garbage.
It's rubbish.
Rubbish. Oh my gosh, that's what it is, man. So let's talk a little bit, man, because you have really been on your grind, like the underground situation. Like you have been grinding for a while. Like my favorite Tinie Tempah joint is Tears, because that joint
thank you, man.
is crazy.
You know, a lot of Americans say that.
You know what it is, though? Because it sounds like something like, even though you were so far away, it sounded like something extremely contemporary. You know, the video was real. Like, did you shoot that yourself?
Shot that ourselves, brother. Independent.
Yo, I'm going to put it up right after this stream. I'm going to put it up on the Tazz Daddy page at Power99.com. You've got to hear this joint because it flows and it's layered in such a way. And you showed a little bit of acting chops up in there.
Trying to get my Denzel on, brother.
Yo, let me tell you, Tinie Tempah gets out. He's putting on his clothes. You already know what happened the night before. And he's like, look here, look, I'm just saying, you know, like, I just think we need to, like, you know, see other people, you know?
This guy's seen the video. He's clearly seen the video.
So I'll give you a call later, yeah? And she's like, whatever. I was like, damn. And so he's moving through the party. He does the typical move through the party situation, and he's all dapping everybody up. He sees a chick, and the shots are really cool. You know, like being on the roof and the rocket ship shirt. I got the metaphor, man. So,
my guy, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I love real music, so I got to give you that, man. So how did you make the transition from coming through the underground in the UK to being, like, the biggest rap star in the UK right now?
Do you know, it was crazy, man. It was a lot of hard work, brother. Like, from doing that independently, I kind of found that we was hitting a glass ceiling. Like, we were spending all this money doing videos like that, and it wasn't getting past, you know, one TV channel or one radio station. So I decided to home in on the internet, and I set up my blog called Milk and Two Sugars in 2009 after doing a few videos like Tears and that. So I had a little bit of a fan base.
Right.
Everybody started using that blog. A lot of my friends started getting record deals like the Jay Seans and the Mr. Hudsons coming over here and doing it real big. So I got them on my blog. They're bigging me up. So then there's a real big following growing on the blog. And then 2009, end of 2009, the record label started going crazy. Just off of me being a blogger, man. So I was like half blogger, half rapper kind of thing. And they just went crazy for it. And I signed my deal. And then, yeah, I made Pass Out and the rest is history.
That's what it is, man. See, I'm telling people, blogging will save your career. It saved mine. I'm telling you. You know, because I had to leave radio for a minute, then I started blogging, and now I'm back here as a result. So, you know, the internet's a powerful thing. And, of course, y'all were rocking as the Brat Pack. I know you don't really like that label, but, you know, it kind of is what it is. Sometimes it's important to, you know, to collaborate with other people as you come up. You know, so given the fact that there have been plenty of people who have come from the UK and been huge, and then come here and kind of just, honestly, me and you right now, do you have any fear about that? Do you, like, there's so much hype, you know, about it, like, just like there was a lot of hype about Craig David. He had a couple of joints and then.
Do you know what the thing is, yeah, in my opinion, I feel fortunate because Craig David happened a little while ago and I had the opportunity to watch what happened. Do you get what I mean? The same with a few other artists that we don't really have to mention. But really and truly, I just think it's people coming over here trying to give people here what they already have, and that's never ever gonna make sense. Like, if you come to America and you say, I mean, if you come to England and you're like, listen, I'm a musician and I'm gonna rap like an English guy, it's not gonna ever work. Like, I'm gonna try and make English music, everybody's gonna be like, what the hell? Like, do you know what I mean? So I just think that the aim of the game and the trick is to be able to come over here and cement yourself within part of the culture, but just by being you and doing what you do and being proud to be where you're from and being proud to make the music you make. And that's just all I plan on doing. I'm not here trying to be like Lil Wayne or Eminem or Jay-Z or whatever. I just want to be Tinie Tempah, you know, English rapper, making good music that works everywhere, all across the board, and just see what happens.
Absolutely. Now, do you feel that it's been an important advantage for you to stay true to who you are as a person? Because, you know, your parents focus on education. You were a straight A student. How was that play out into the kind of music that you do and the way that you carry yourself?
I definitely think it makes you more cultured. I think, you know, the more you kind of have like family support and, you focus on your education, and that you start to realize that the world is such a big place. Sometimes you have what I call ignorant musicians and like rappers who make songs for their hood or for their project or for their little road with 2 houses on it. And obviously that to me is like, I'm not from that. Like, you get me? I was brought up pretty well. My mum and dad are still together. Right. They worked hard to put me in good education and move me to a nice area. And obviously I always just think of things laterally, like on a global scale. Like, the world is bigger than England. The world is bigger than America. Like, there's so much to see, so much to do. And I think that definitely influences the kind of music I make.
Cool. Now, let me just run it down for a minute. You toured with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Snoop did a remix.
Yes.
You were on the Diddy Dirty Money version of Hello, Good Morning that hit the UK.
Yeah.
Who is it in America that you have yet to work with that you're looking forward to working with?
I'd say the 2 most exciting ones are Drake and Kanye for me. I think like they kind of like, going back to what I said about the whole cultured thing, those are 2 artists that are clearly cultured. I know Drake is not from America, but when you listen to his music, he has a lot of cultural references. He refers to Shola Amma, Craig David. This is he sampled Licky Lee for that Little Bit record. He's somebody who's clearly watching the whole world. And now that music is global and records are not selling as much, you need to be thinking like that. And I like the fact that Drake thinks like that. And obviously it's the same with Kanye West. He's a very cultured person. You can tell by the way he dresses. You can tell by some of his references. Do you get what I mean? So those would be the 2 artists I'd really love to work with.
Word. Now, if you were to die tomorrow, how would you want to be remembered?
Do you know, if I was to die tomorrow, God forbid.
Yeah, God forbid. I'm not trying to put it in the universe.
That. Jesus
but
Christ.
I mean, no, it's something. I think
it's your fault, man. Damn.
This is the video that killed Tinie Tempah. God forbid.
Oh, God forbid. No.
Philosophically, hypothetically
speaking. Yeah, do you know what? As somebody who was just trying to fulfill his potential and live his dream and just have a little bit of fun along the way, and somebody who just wanted to break boundaries and just deviate from the norm and break down stereotypes, of how things are supposed to sound, how things are supposed to be perceived. I think it's a new dawn and it's a new day, and I just want to be, one of those pioneers. So that would be how I'd like to be remembered.
Word. Now, I know how I view you. Who is Tinie Tempah for the American audience who really doesn't get it? In your mind, how do you think Tinie Tempah, the artist, is so that the United States can really understand what it is that you're bringing to the table right now?
Well, do you know what? He's just like an experimental, I'd say like an experimental rapper. So like, kind of like what you guys would define as like modern day backpack rap, but just with a little bit of an English twist. So I'm not always going to go over like breaks or like proper hip hop music. I will do dance, I'll do electro, I'll do drum and bass, I'll do reggae, I'll do everything. I just like to have fun with the music. I like to mix and match the genres. So I'd say in order to not overcomplicate things, that would probably be the best definition.
All right. Now, just growing up, like, who were your influences? Especially when I look at your videos sometimes are very like art house, real flashy, but dark and brooding. Like, what draws those things out of you? What have you looked at as a kid and said, I want to take some of this, I want to take some of that, and make it into something that is truly me? What are those influences?
Do you know what I mean? It's like quite a lot more than music. Do you get what I mean? My influences growing up was obviously like DMX, Eminem, Nas. Do you get what I mean? And obviously more recently Lil Wayne, Drake, and that. And obviously from the UK, So Solid Crew, Dizzy Rascal. However, I try my best to stay in touch with all different types of things like fashion and theatre. Like I watch a lot of like theatre productions and proper deep plays. I'm trying to get my hand on some fella tickets right now and just see what's going on, because I think like as a musician, it's your job to be creative, and all those other things are creative things. Like designing clothes is a creative like avenue. Watching a theatre production or, a play or a musical is another creative thing. So I guess it's me just going and watching all of those things, going to art exhibitions and just putting it all into a blender and blending it and just pouring it out, and that's what comes out.
Word. Now, how involved are you with the marketing of like your poster, your promotional poster is sick because it's like you and it's got all these colors and flashiness and like you're hugging the city.
Whole world.
It's like right here with it. So definitely. How much of that is you?
Well, I mean, the original idea is my idea. So I come into the record label and I was like, basically, I just want a piece of artwork that just symbolizes me holding the world and having the world in my grasp. Do you get what I mean? And almost like making myself look like a major landmark, you know, like what you see in Egypt or like the Empire State Building or like the Statue of Liberty. And yeah, they just ran with it, man, and threw back a couple ideas. And I saw that and I was like, yes, that's the one. So yeah, man, I'm very, very involved when it comes to things like that.
All right, real quick, I want to feed the tweet because there are a couple of Twitter questions.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go.
BlackBerry out.
Yes, indeed. It's time to feed the tweet right now. Let's see. Here is, okay. Harriet from London says, I'm your biggest fan. What makes you to continue to work to where you are now? What kept you going?
Do you know what? Just the fact that, you know, things are possible, man. Like if you put in a little bit of work into something, you'd be surprised by the outcome. It's weird. Like people always say, oh no, it's hard, man. Like I can't be bothered to go into school today. It's hard. But you know, if you sit down and you actually just put a little bit of time in it, like you make so much of a difference. And for me, like one bit of success trickles onto another one. Like, do you get what I mean? After you get like a #1 single, you think, all right, I'm going to try and get a #1 album now. I'm going to try win a couple of awards. I'm going to try sell out a tour, sell out a bigger tour, sell out a bigger tour than that, collaborate with this artist. That it never ever stops, especially when you got a career. Like you can never, I don't think you can ever sit down and be like, I've made it. And that's exactly the way I feel. So I guess that's what just keeps me going.
So you feel like you're still going to be this hungry 5-10 years from now?
I hope so, definitely, man. That's the overall aim. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, the thing is as long as you concentrate on the music, you know, everything else will come. All those perks, all the things that attracted you at the beginning, you know, the money, the status or whatever. If you work hard and concentrate on what you're there for, all of those things come. And it's funny because when you look at some of the real musicians, like, they don't even realize how successful or how rich they are because they're so concentrated on the music. And then one day someone pulls them to the side and says, yo, you know, you're sitting on her madness. And they're like, wow. And I just want it to be like that. I just want to concentrate on what I love and why I'm doing this. And hopefully all those other things will come.
All right. So now that you're in the States, what are the things that surprised you the most? What were the things that so far since you've been here have disappointed you? And like, what are some of the things you're looking forward to seeing now that you're here?
Do you know what? I'm coming to the States, and obviously I've not managed to go to so many places, but with the little bit I've seen, I've realized that it's a very, very different world musically. Like in the UK, you kind of almost have the niche world, like the urban world, the specialist world, which is all kind of under one umbrella. So you've got like hip hop in the same way you'd have dance, in the same way you'd have garage and dubstep and all of that. Do you get me? They all have their little radio stations, but
right.
It's not anything crazy. Whereas in America, you can have one specialist station that is probably more influential than your main pop radio station. So there's two different worlds and they listen to music and digest it a lot differently. For example, in England, we'd have like a major major radio station. And then in the evening, they'd have like a specialist DJ. It's not really like you'd have a whole specialist station that is just dedicated to dance or hip hop. There's nothing like that. So yeah, that's pretty crazy because America's such a big place. So everybody's listening to different things at different times and differently. And that's probably the biggest difference. But other than that, I love America. I love what I've seen so far. It feels like my second home. And yeah, I just want to enjoy it.
That's what it is. All right, so you're going to perform a little bit for us?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's make it happen. Tinie Tempah right now, Power99.com.
Your radio is locked to Philly's Power 99 FM.